So I figured I'd do something a little different with this review because, as you guys know, I don't really like formal, detailed, cliche reviews. I honestly prefer the down-to-earth, speak-from-the-heart discussion kind of thing about how a game made you feel and why you loved it. I like to experiment and try new formats, so let's try this one out. Right off the bat, Persona 5 Royal is hands down one of my favorite games of all time, and definitely one of my favorite JRPGs of all time. So let's break that down. I think it's important to note that I suck at Persona games. I suck at them. I'm really bad. I hate fusing demons. I don't have an interest. It's not really fun to me. And I also don't tend to like a lot of the social stuff, the social filler type stuff. I just don't. Not my thing. Boring. Yeah. Not into the high school setting thing either. So I played this game on safe because I really just wanted to enjoy the story and the vibe of the game. Playing it that way was definitely the best option for me. No shame, the option is there for a reason, and I'm one of those people who enjoys it more as a walk-around kind of visual novel, per se. So yeah, I hate a lot of what makes Persona, and it seems odd to add this game to my list of top games of all time, but there are so many more aspects to Persona than fusing demons and boring social link stuff, so let's talk about that. Yes, you can like this game if you don't like the social link stuff. So what aspects of Persona 5 Royal did I like so much? Well, the music, for one. Wow. Not that I didn't already expect a stellar soundtrack, but damn, this is one of my favorite game scores of all time, without a doubt. Shoji Meguro's Persona soundtracks are definitely different from the norm that you hear in JRPGs. They're usually funky, jazzy, upbeat. They have elements of J-pop. Just not your typical Dungeons and Dragons medieval type thing going on, nor do they have that Nobuo Uematsu vibe either. He's amazing, obviously, but Persona soundtracks are their own thing entirely. It's just its own thing. I love that lots of tracks have lyrics and they're actually good. The opening to this game, both Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royal, because they are different, they have amazing opening tracks, a cool visual, which we'll get to in a sec, but oh my god, it sets the tone and the mood of this game. You just feel so cool playing it. Like, it's the weebiest thing ever, but somehow it's so badass. That's right, this game is weeby. I'm into it. So we have a great soundtrack, which means a lot to me personally. Not just in games, but in movies too. Like, you can have a bad movie, but if the score is amazing, somehow the movie's just not as bad. Like, it would be like if John Williams scored a really terrible teen comedy, it wouldn't actually be that bad because John Williams scored it. You see where I'm going? Persona 5 Royal has the kind of soundtrack that I put on in the car all the time. I love driving around listening to Wake Up, Get Out There, because damn, is that not a motivational song right there? Like, come on. So like I said, we have this great soundtrack, but also we have a really, really cool aesthetic and graphical style. Yeah, the game looks like generic anime art, whatever, but the actual design of the menus are next level. Like, equipping something or buying an item at a store never felt so damn cool. It's also set in Tokyo, and you can go to many well-known areas, which is really cool, especially because I've been to Japan, so it's kind of neat to visit, like, Harajuku or Shibuya. And you know me, I love modern-day settings, so I'll take what I can get. Super cool. All right, cool score, cool visuals, cool setting. That's great. But I like a good story, and yes, Persona 5 Royal definitely lives up to the hype and more. But heads up, this is seriously a long game. Like, we're talking over 100 hours long. And not because I did the extra stuff. Like, it's 100 hours. It just is. And personally, it could have been cut maybe by 20 plus hours or so. I don't know. I just know that there were sequences or scenes that weren't that necessary, so I feel like, that could have definitely been shorter. I like JRPGs that are around 30 hours, so yeah, 100 hours is a lot for me, but my proud ass had to get through this and beat it for silly reasons. I just like beating games. I like saying I beat it. I feel damn proud. I look forward to my Twitter and Instagram posts saying I beat a game, so I was in this for the long haul, but it's definitely worth it. Okay, back to telling you why I like this game. I'm a big story person. Shit has to be interesting. I don't really want cool gameplay, but a boring story. I have to be engaged. Gameplay is almost always secondary to me. Well, this game delivers, and it's mostly for the super well thought out and developed characters. These characters become real after a while. Like, I swear to you, they are real. As a woman in her 30s playing this game, I don't relate to high school kids hanging out anymore, but it definitely does make you think back to when you were in high school, and then you realize these characters were extremely well done. It's fun seeing them grow and go from not knowing each other to becoming best friends. This made the game for me. I mean, I was rooting for them the entire time, and I found them extremely likable. It's also totally like an anime. Every time I played, every play session felt like an episode of an anime. It was super, super, super cool. Just so much fun. Another thing to note here is that because this game is so long, you do spend so much time with these characters that you inevitably just end up falling in love with them. So the time length of the game really does play a role in why you like the characters so much. A good thing to note was that I did play this with Japanese audio. I mention that because, as silly as it is, voice acting can really add or ruin a gaming experience. I try to play with the original audio if I can. I'm also mentioning this because I played Persona 4 Golden in English, and Chie's voice was so annoying, it kind of ruined things for me. So long story short, the characters in this game are so well done that they felt real, and everything they went through felt authentic. If you have no idea what this game is about, it's pretty much about teenagers who gain an ability to enter people's subconscious and change their heart. So, like, make a bad guy confess his crimes or something. I'm not getting into the details about the story, that's not what I do, but just know that it was extremely engaging, and there would always be something crazy going on that made you crave more, especially near the end. Oh man, I was constantly like, oh shit, what? I never go over gameplay because it's just not my style, but yes, there is demon fusing and standard Persona stuff, so if you like that or you like turn-based combat, this isn't anything new. I could care less about the demon fusing, so playing it on safe was a good option, but honestly, if you're into it, there is a lot here for you. Anyone can play this game, so hell yeah to difficulty options. This game was truly a journey for me. I mean, I documented it for months on Twitter. Yes, months. It took me around 4 months to beat. The added semester in Persona 5 Royal was also extremely worth it and made my day. Anything to spend more time with these characters. Seriously, that's why I recently bought Persona 5 Strikers. I just want to be in that world again, but I need a bit of a break. I mean, 101 hours later, and I'm a little personaed out. Overall, this game leaves me with a smile every time I think about it. It's a really special experience, and I just loved it. Sure, I had some issues from time to time. I mean, when you have to wait to send a calling card and just do monotonous tasks until a specific day on a calendar, yes, that gets tedious. So yeah, I don't think this game is perfect, but I do think it's amazing and a top game for me. No game is perfect. Persona 5 was one of those games where I saw the end credits and just felt like, yes, like I had finished a marathon. Getting through this game should make you feel a huge sense of pride. It is long and it is heavy. There is so much content and story here. It is seriously a winner. So obviously, I recommend this big time. It really just had me with a huge smile on my face the entire time, and that's important. When you play a game and you're happy, that's great. But when you beat a game and then you're still thinking about it later, days later, weeks later, years later, that's a great game right there. This was quite the experience. Also, I loved it way more than Persona 4. Yes, I said it. Alright guys, those are my thoughts on Persona 5 Royal. If you can, don't bother with the vanilla game. Play this version. I mean, they've put this out, and if you're going to spend like 100 hours on a game, you might as well buy the definitive version. It just adds more, and I think it's an overall better experience. Have you played it? If so, what did you think? Is it God tier to you too? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to click like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.